Hey guys, what's going on? This is Leo again. Looking at AMC here on the 1 hour chart. Before we dig in, I'm not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice, entertainment purposes only. Okay, so let's go ahead and dig in. As you'll notice, I have the WXYXZ count up for a fourth wave on AMC. So uh, now the bearish count that had us going down to the 26, 25 area. I haven't had a chance to update that one just because of how hopeful I am with this count here. There are some things that are a bit concerning, one of which, not sure if y'all are aware, but Robinhood bought out Say Technologies, which that's that's a bit concerning. Well, it's concerning, but it's also hopeful because I find it very suspicious that we had 1% of the retail shareholders reporting 13% of the float. Only 1%. That puts the counterfeit shares estimates into the 2 to 5 billion in share range. The outstanding shares are only 500 million ish, somewhere around there. I don't know the exact number, but I mean those numbers are astronomical. And then the day after they have their what was it? The earnings call with Adam Aaron. Robinhood steps in and buys Say Technologies, the company doing the third party share count on AMC. The same company that took away the buy button when these started to have the gamma squeeze back in, was it January? I mean, that's just, you know, I talk about confluence. There's confluence. There's some fundamental confluence of just suspicion. Why are you buying this company? You know, they claim to improve shareholder company relations. I call BS on that. You know, what does Say Technologies offer from a fundamental standpoint that Robinhood couldn't just build into their own application? I mean, seriously, you could build something much cheaper than $140 million for essentially a voting protocol that just has you log into um, your brokerage to show how many shares you have and to vote for questions. It would be easier and cheaper for Robinhood to just build that into their system if that's truly what they wanted. The only thing that's coming to mind is that they are wanting to ensure that the information that Say Technologies had collected is not publicly released because the 60, what is it, 60, I think it was like 65 million votes or something like that, that they did, that is only people that voted. So it's very possible that what Say Technologies had collected was significantly higher than what people voted. Because what, from my understanding, they would post a question, you link your brokerage, verifies the amount of shares you're holding, and then you could vote on certain questions that you want. So one of them had like 63 or 65 million votes or shares verified and 63,000 verified shareholders votes essentially. So no, I'm sorry. I feel like I'm confusing that. There was 63 million shares that had voted for it out of like 60 some million shareholders. Anyway, it it's entirely possible that there are 300, 200 million shares registered. Even if that was 2% of the shareholders, those are astronomical numbers, and that those other hundred some million didn't vote. I'm just speculating here, but it doesn't make sense from a business standpoint for Robinhood to purchase, Say Technologies, in my opinion, from the little limited research that I've done. I don't see anything proprietary or value add that would make sense for a $140 million acquisition. So that's interesting that they're still trying to suppress this, which means that they're still fighting. They haven't given up yet. They think that they have somewhat of a chance, or at the very least, they're trying to delay it for some reason. Um, But let's go ahead and dig in here to the technical analysis, kind of see where we are. We're kind of in limbo. There's some promise because, as you can tell, if you go back a couple videos, you can see that we've had a strong bullish reaction from the point that I said we would run into resistance. We have that red dotted line, which represented the low volume node on the daily chart. So if we zoom in here, kind of get an idea. So the white line here is your 200 EMA. That's going to be interesting resistance, which we did run into. We also have a low volume node there that we need to get through. Um, Now, I had two possible counts here. One had the 1-2 already in from last week. In fact, let me go down to the 15-minute chart here. So if you remember, what I had said was that this wave here is very impulsive. So I didn't think that the correction was over. I thought we were going to go A, B, and C down and then have a rip up like this. But that's not what ended up happening, which, I mean, that's fine. You know, either one is perfectly valid. I trade based on the algorithms that we track, not necessarily solely the wave count. That's why I look at different confluences between all the different types of market analysis that I do. What we ended up getting was a very strong reaction. So let's go ahead and try to measure that, see where we are as far as wave relationships go. I think right there. So we didn't quite get to 100% for that. So that instantly has me thinking that we've put in some sort of a 1-2, 1-2. Now that's incredibly bullish if that's what we have done. We could have also put in an ABC, which I don't really want that to be the case. I'd prefer this thing to be more bullish and just move off. But that's also very possible. So I'm looking at a 1-2, 1-2, which would represent a very much more extended third wave if that's what's going to be happening. So time will tell. I can tell you right now, I don't really like that. I don't like that wick, that rejection. So that tells me they forced it down. If you remember on the higher time frame, we had a 200 EMA here. We had that low volume node. So it's been rejected down. It's holding a support off that 200 EMA and another low volume node, as you can see here. It's trying to get back up, but I'm seeing rejection there. That's what wicks represent, is price rejection from an area. So I would like to see us get back above the 21 EMA. That's going to be your green EMA. So that's something to keep an eye on. It's not a whole lot else to talk about. It's pretty much in limbo. We're waiting to see what happens. I really don't like how we've been rejected down off of the 200 EMA there. I would have liked us to go through it and then close above, come back, test it, and then move off. So on the bull side, if you want to be optimistic, we're looking at a 1-2, 1-2 going into a overextended third wave here, which would be good. Or we've put in an A, B, C, and we'll be coming down to that more bearish count of $26 range. Both counts are perfectly valid. There's really no way to know for sure until it kind of plays out. Right now, I'm leaning more towards the bullish side. We did break this higher low here, so well, actually, no, that'd be a lower high. Yeah, lower high. So that signifies a potential trend change to me. So we'll just have to watch it, see how things unfold, and I'll keep y'all posted. All right. Appreciate y'all hanging out with me. Go ahead and like that video for me and subscribe, and I'll talk to y'all soon. Thanks.